To get the best paint finish, the air passing through your booth needs to be free of contaminants. Your paint booth intake system pulls air from ambient or outside environment, where particulates could land in your paint finish, so good filtration is critical. Let's take a closer look at the paint booth intake filters we offer here at Finishing Technologies. Welcome back to the spray booth. I'm Mike here at FinTech. Air filtration in your paint booth is important if that coating finish is going to be its best. The intake filters you choose to put into your air makeup unit or intake plenum can make a big difference in finish quality since it helps eliminate particles that can end up in your painted surface, creating finish defects. There are two main types of booth intake filters we offer here at FinTech: pleated filters and polypanel filters. Each come in various size options and each offer different characteristics and performance. First of all, let's talk about pleated filters. These types of intake filters are very common. You probably have them in your home HVAC system and are quite good at filtering particulates that naturally end up in ambient air. They can also be inside your paint booth intake system and come in plenty of sizes. The filter material is folded up, pleated, and glued inside a rigid cardboard frame in most cases. The material is pleated in this way to increase its surface area so that a high volume of air can pass through efficiently, yet media thickness doesn't have to increase to get good filtration. Booths with smaller fans can operate without issue using these, as they have lower initial static pressure. They're often seen as the most inexpensive option and may be just a solution for those plants doing smaller amounts of painting yet still needing a great paint finish quality, since they offer excellent filtration specs, MERV 8 standard or higher. Keep in mind that ambient environments which have higher concentrations of particulate in the air, or those shops who are painting more often, may not find this their best option considering the limited amount of dust or holding capacity these filters can see before they need to be swapped out. In addition, it's important that you get a consistent seal around the perimeter of these filters, because without it, as the filter loads, air can bypass the filter through gaps created from improper sealing. It's important to install these in spray booth systems which are meant for them, using the proper size, both width, height, and also depth. If your system requires more than one pleated filter to be installed next to each other, you should consider taping them together in order to force the air to pass through the filter media. This process can add to the time it takes to change them out. Plus, considering that pleated filters tend to surface load and build up static pressure inside your booth more quickly, you may have to swap them out more frequently. If this sounds familiar, then you might consider polypanel filters instead. First of all, consider that polypanel filters come with more panels in roughly the same size box as the paper pleated filters. Boxes of 24 versus boxes of 12 with most pleated versions. Even fewer where thicker filters are required. That means polypanel filters need less storage space overall in your shop. FinTech stocks two types of polypanels from Columbus Industries, the SL3A and the SL5A panels. Each of these are very efficient. They carry a MERV 8 rating. Each are also unique in that the layer where the air exits the filter, that's the side with the color, has a tackified coating applied which you can actually feel. This tacky surface catches and holds very fine particles which happen to make it through the other dense layers. Each of these filters would be terrific where a showroom Class A paint finish is desired. Inside of these panels, separated by two progressively denser layers of media, is a welded steel frame to provide a rigidness to the panel. They're much harder to bend or damage, unlike the usually cardboard frames that pleated filters have, so they're more durable in an industrial environment. Further, since the media is sealed around the outside of this frame, this creates a pliable flap around the perimeter, which gives these panels a self-sealing feature, ensuring that 100% of the air gets filtered. Even if panels are butted up together, this feature directs the air through the filter, so you don't have to tape them together. Further, both the SL3 and SL5 filters are available in links, which can be handy for several reasons. First, if your intake plenum is a wide area requiring several to be installed in a row, linked filters can just be pulled out of a long track without having to reach inside to retrieve individual panels or searching for that perpetually missing retrieval tool. Second, if your intake plenum requires the filters to be installed in a zigzag pattern, linked panels will stay together during installation and removal. This should make installation easier for your shop, and while linked filters are more expensive than single panels, this feature may reduce your job downtime and save you on labor too. So what's the difference between our two polypanel offerings? Unlike pleated filters, which tend to surface load, these polypanels are both designed to depth load, meaning they hold particles within their structure. The SL3A panel has a 1.5-inch nominal loft, enabling it to hold about 170 grams of dust. The SL5A panel has a nominal 2-inch polyloft that can hold an additional 100 grams, 270 total, nearly an additional quarter pound of dust particles. Compare these to the holding capacities of pleated filters we talked about earlier, about 80 to 100 grams at most. The extra holding capacity can extend the filter's life to a surprising degree, meaning you'll definitely have to change these out much less if you upgrade. So there you have the main differences in the intake filter options we offer. We have all kinds of information about these filters, all the specs and technical data sheets over on our website, so check out those links in the description below. While these filters are great for many applications out there, I should note this isn't a complete overview of all options, so if you have regulatory or efficiency requirements that you must meet for your paint booth, I bet we have something for you too. All of our contact information is right here on your screen. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.